Hello there, my name is ChrisTenarium. Today we are playing A Little Lily Princess. It's the new Hanako Games game. It's quite cute, isn't it? So we're sort of hoping the rest of the game doesn't follow that sort of... Look, I'm just going to wince every time something cute happens, okay? Let's start the game. This is a sexy looking background. The cobbles get blurred up there. I presume too many, I don't know, horses with mud have been blurring it up. It's a shit day, but it's London, so what do you expect? It was spring when Sarah's school life began, but spring in London was nothing like any spring she had known before. The morning sun was not enough to lift the chill from the stony streets, and the mist of the river blended with the smoke of countless chimneys to form a thick yellow fog. Yellow? What the fuck are you smoking? In such weather, the gas lamps burned night and day, flickering like stars to guide the horse-drawn ships to their destinations. But the ship that had carried her across the ocean was now a thing of past. Here, then, was Sarah's new home. I presume it's Sarah, or is it Sarah? We'll find out where we're from later, I'm sure. It was a big, dull brick house, exactly like all the others in its row. Don't go dissing on London's architecture. It was all like this years ago. Except that on the front door there shone a brass plate which was engraved in black letters. Miss Mitchin's Select Seminary for Young Ladies. Oh god, are we in a boarding school? Is this Yuri? Another cool background. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, she looks like someone I don't want to get in trouble with. You know, Cain can be struck on more places than the blackboard. It's very nice. There is Japanese written there for reasons. There's more and more. Good, so this must be Japanese class. Girls, gather round if you please. I shall. Come, hurry up. We have a new pupil who will be joining us starting today. Her name is Sarah Crew and she only recently arrived in England, so we must all make her feel welcome. Yeah, sure. I don't know when this is set, but if this is set in the past and we're foreign, we're already on a bad foot. How do you do? Oh god, what the fuck is wrong with your eyes? She has normal eyes and then we go to her and it's just like, boom! Like, what is... Oh man. Alright, well, how are you doing, Beetlejuice? The room filled with a chorus of gently murmured greetings. Sarah Crew, for that was her name, looked out upon a garden of strangers. Every face was turned to her, polite and attentive, and perfectly foreign. That does sound like England. Polite. She felt more lost than she had ever been at sea. I don't know, I feel you're talking metaphorically there. Sarah dear, as you can see, we have pupils here of all levels, but these three are particularly near your age. It doesn't matter whether someone's 5 or 6 months older than me, does it? Whatever. This is Miss Lavania Herbert. You look ridiculous. Well, how would you like to, you know, do this part of your hair? Well, I'd like it to look like a rockery, please. Charmed. Miss Ermengarde St. John. Is that St. John or St. John? I don't know. We'll go with St. John until I'm proved otherwise. Hello. You... Well, I mean, you look like a bit of a twat. Definitely a twat. And Miss Jessie Abbott. Alright, you're either the intelligent or the confident one. I can't tell which one. We're very pleased to meet you. Well, you say we're. You can't speak for everyone. I'm very pleased to meet you all as well. I have never known very many girls near my age. Okay, so this is me. Oh, Jesus. I'm Twat McCute Chops, apparently. Woo! Nor any other age. Well... Sarah's life before that point had not been isolated, but sheltered. Her mother had died when she was born, leaving Sarah to be raised by the young, handsome father who was the only relation she had ever known. Some fathers had little time for their children, but Sarah and her papa had always been quite close, reading books and playing games together every day. He treated her as a little confidant, sharing his thoughts with her as if she was his peer and not a very young girl, and listened solemnly to the advice she gave in return, though he didn't always follow it. Of course not! She's like fucking 6! Like, why would you follow that? Well, we could go what my compass and years of training says on this boat, or we could just head towards the rainbow. Sarah had never felt lonely, but it must be said that she had very little experience in making new friends. Sarah's father, Captain Crew, makes his home in India, and he is returning there as we speak. I shall expect you to all be very agreeable with her. How very quaint. Now, Sarah, take your seat. Your father has informed me how much you enjoy your studies, and I expect you to be a credit to this establishment. Hey, I might hate it, you don't know yet. I'm not certain how to become a credit, but I do wish to learn. This statement was met with muffled giggles. Confused, Sarah looked back at Miss Minchin for guidance. Take your seat, I said. But which seat is mine? Concerned that she would look disobedient if she hesitated further, she slid into the nearest empty place. No one objected, and she let out a sigh of relief. Nearby, two girls turned to whisper to each other. What a way she has of speaking, so old-fashioned. Oh, pot kettle black! I mean, I know I'm in 2016, but come on! Hush! And her eyes are such a queer colour. I presume you mean fun. A funny-looking child, to be sure. She isn't pretty as other pretty people are, but there is something about her. She makes you want to look at her again to see what it is. And she has tremendously long eyelashes. Only you would notice such a thing. I've been told throughout my entire childhood that I had long eyelashes. That is the thing fucking everyone notices. Girls, kindly pay attention to your lessons. Yes, Miss Minchin. Choose an activity for Sarah to perform each day. Every activity has 3 possible outcomes, which will change the icons you receive. Sympathy, patience, artistry, knowledge, grace, belief, vigor. Okay, at the end of the week, Sarah's icons will be collected and turned into resources. Icons are only converted at the end of the week. Until then, they can be changed or lost by other activities. Plan your order of your activities to get the best results of the week. Okie dokie, I guess? I have no idea what to do or what any of that meant, so the only way to find out is okay, play with toys. How do we get faith from playing with toys? What are we doing? Oh, here comes little baby Jesus, and here comes little Saint Mary Magdalene. And they're going to have a tea party. Go for a walk. Okay, writing diary. We should probably do that. Icon help. Okay, so we know what this is. Read a book for knowledge. I guess we could go, yeah, sure. We'll do this and see what happens. Done. Now the schedule that you have set will be carried out for each weekday. Sarah will point to the randomly chosen result, and those icons will appear on the right of your side of your screen. Oh my god. Don't tell me this is something which just might fail occasionally. Fucking had enough of this. This sort of system, well, you failed, and it's because of RNG. You do not have to click to advance between days, it will happen automatically. You can adjust the speed of activities in the preference menu. Remember, icons are only, yeah, sure, cool. Alright, preferences. Bang. I do not want to wait. We read. Dancing. So... okay, and now we have all of these things. That seems like a lot. Our knowledge and grace are truly unmatched, apparently. Thanks. My room, my 2 rooms, just for me. You have 2 rooms? One better be a bathroom. Sarah was what was known as a parlour boarder. Where other girls were quartered to a standard issue single room, she had a large bedroom, uniquely decorated, and a separate sitting room with a comfortable sofa. I can't wait for all of the names you're going to be called for people who are jealous. My papa has filled them with beautiful things. Books, velvet cushions, lace dresses, a porcelain tea set, hats with great feathers that bob on them, even a tiger rug to remind me of India. It looks like a room that would belong to the daughter of a Raja, an Indian princess. It's a good thing you had to explain what that was in your head to yourself. I only wish that this room also contained my papa. Perhaps it does. He gave me all of these things, and whenever I touch them, I can imagine that he is with me. You hurt me a little inside. And then, when I read his farewell letter, I can hear his voice. My dear little missus, so here you are in the place you always knew you must go, but be of good cheer. My voice fits perfectly for this sort of stuff. You will not have to stay for a very long time. There will be a lot of little girls and you will play together, and I will send you plenty of books, and you will grow so fast that it will scarcely seem a year before you are big enough and clever enough to come back and take care of Papa. He's sending me for like a year of maid training. Is this what I should be reading into it? God damn it, Papa. I'm not the least anxious about your education. You are always sitting on your little nose, burrowing into books, gobbling them up as if you were a little wolf instead of a little girl. Well, I'm not sure we're eating the books, but I mean, thanks for insinuating that, Dad. I have instructed Miss Minchin to drag you away from your books when you read too much and make you go and ride your pony in the row or buy a new doll. You ought to play with dolls. Hey! Oh, Papa, what is that face? We look like Bugs fucking Bunny. If I bought a new doll every day, I should have too many to make friends with them all. Oh, God, making friends with real people just got a lot harder. I am happiest with just Emily, and happier because I was with you when I met her. Emily, of course, was the name of a doll. Of course it was. A very special doll that Sarah had discovered when her papa took her to visit the perimeter of toy shops of London. She was a large doll, but not too large to carry around easily. She had naturally curling golden brown hair, which hung like a mantle about her, and her eyes were a deep grey blue with soft, thick eyelashes and were real eyelashes and not mere painted lines. Oh, the poor sod that lost their eyelashes because of that. At Sarah's insistence, she had been given a wardrobe every bit as grand as Sarah's own, with frocks and coats and nightgowns and beautiful lace-trimmed underthings. She even had her own tiny lady's handkerchief and her own cradle bed at the foot of Sarah's. You hurt me a little inside. That thing's gonna get fucking stolen and played around with later, and we're gonna be like, no, please don't do it! And they're gonna keep doing it. Sarah lifted Emily up onto her lap and smiled at her, just as she would another girl. My papa is on the sea now, Emily. We must be great friends to each other, intimate friends, and tell each other things. Look at me, Emily. You have the nicest eyes I ever saw, but I wish you could speak. I fucking swear if this game makes it... I fucking swear I will be angry if that's the thing that happens. She brushed Emily's hair fondly, settling her in pride of place. There are so many girls in this school. I've never seen so much children in one place before. I am afraid I shall not even remember all of their names. I have always known that someday I would be required to go away, to leave my home and my papa, to come to England to be educated. I must do my duty, even if I do not like it. It's a year, I'm sure you'll live. I dare say soldiers, even brave ones, don't really like going into battle. But they must do it anyway, and not cry and fuss, so must I. Oh, but it is lonely. Okay, so you're rich. Saying something like that, you're rich. Like, absurdly so. Oh, my plight is that of a soldier. It's like, no, it's not. She could know, of course, how her quiet sorrow might be misinterpreted by others. Miss Minchin, the proprietor, had seen the lavish preparations for Sarah's pretty little room and concluded that here was a child who had always been given her own way at the expense of others. Such a spoiled little girl might be expected to kick and scream and set the whole house into an uproar when abandoned by her only parent. That she did not suggest to Miss Minchin that Sarah cared nothing at all for her papa, but only for her dresses and toys. Such was not a thought that inspired sympathy in her heart for the newcomer. Just then there came a sound at the door of Sarah's room. Oh God, hide your fucking door, it's gonna get shown. Sarah was not a girl easily given to fear or startlement, but she had a healthy share of curiosity, and went at once to see what it was. Outside sat a little girl, right at the bottom of the middle of the hall, her baby plump legs splayed and the lace of her petticoats askew, as if she had toppled over, which in fact she had. How do you accidentally fall like that? Also, your arms are so disproportionately small to your head, I presume you have a disease and we must retreat quickly. Well, I don't want to get little arm disease. How are we going to, pleasure our future husband? Hello there. Who might you be? Lottie. Oh God, they're a poor person too. Ugh. Us rich people don't, dwell with commoners such as yourself, Lottie. Her words were hard to make out through the fingers she had shoved in her mouth. Lottie? The fingers were withdrawn and wiped dry among the frills of her skirt. Lottie lay. Lee. Sarah smiled. Here, then, was a chance to meet just one person at a time instead of a crowd of strangers. Well, then, I am Sarah Crew, and now we are properly introduced. She held out a hand to help the little girl to her feet. You look older now, but you still look... All I'm saying is that we need a gingered wig, and I can call you Dexter, you know? Was it something you wanted? May I look at your doll? Of course you may. Come and visit me in my room and we can have tea together. My papa left me a beautiful tea set with lilies painted on it. Emily has her own service as well, sized for her hand, because she is too small to hold one of my cups. I want to see. Come inside then and I will introduce you to Emily. And that was Sarah's first week of classes at Ms. Minchin's Select Seminary for Young Ladies. Okay. I thought she was going to come in and wreak fucking havoc. On the weekends, you may spend the resources you have collected in order to unlock scenes and different characters. The requirements for each event will be listed in the box next to that character. If an event requires 5 belief, you must have 5 belief on the left-hand side of the screen in order to play event. Playing that event will lower your current belief by 5. Oh, okay. So that's why this is so high. Gotcha. It's because we need to spend it to do events. Okay. Some scenes will not be available until later in the story. Others can only be played early in the game. Pay attention to the requirements. It is your best to focus attention on only 2 or 3 characters in order to have time to play all their scenes. Okay, cool, gotcha. So, I guess I play this event because I don't have 5 belief, and I do have 3 grace, but I need to be in week 2. This is week 1. Hello, Sarah. May I come in and visit? Well, if I say no, you're going to come in anyway, so yes. Sarah rose to her feet at once. You are very welcome. Please come inside. Jessie stepped into the room, then held out her skirt to drop into a delicate curtsy in greeting. I know we have been introduced, but I wish to make your acquaintance more personally. Ugh, stay away from me. You have the weird, freakish eyes as well. She wishes to mate and make other small people with these weird eyes without Lavi listening in. Lavinia, I thought that you and she were the best of friends. Of course we are. I adore her. She's so classic, so elegant and focused. I admire her very much. However, sometimes it is nicer to do things for oneself. For those real silk stockings you're wearing? Sarah blinked, caught unaware by this change of topic. Yes, I have several pairs. My papa took me to many shops while he was in London. They're darling. Mine are only lisle cotton. May I see the pattern? Sarah sat down in her comfortable armchair, lifting the hem of her skirt slightly so that the floral embroidery over her ankle was visible. Fucking be careful here. Bad shit's about to happen, Sarah. Don't let us see anything fucking more. What little feet you have. I never saw such little feet. Are they small? She raised her leg a little bit, pointing her toes and moving her foot this way and that. They seem to be the same size as they've always been, even though I know they must have been smaller when I was younger. Oh, you heard me. I am sure that Lottie's feet are smaller than mine, and Emily's, of course, are the smallest of all. Emily? Emily is the doll that my papa bought to be my companion. That's going to sound weird. Sarah stood up and lifted Emily into the arms of Jessie to admire. This is Jessie Abbott, my new friend. The older girl dropped a beautiful curtsy, then laughed. Oh, she has silk stockings too! Stockings for such teeny tiny feet. How cute. Sorry, I had to shudder slightly. But you do have small feet for your height, Sarah. I'm sure you do. Look at mine. Jessie pressed her foot up alongside Sarah's for comparison. I just don't know whether larger or smaller feet are better for dancing, I mean. Well, at least you're not men. That'd be different comparisons. If you dance with a partner, small feet would be better to avoid being stepped on. And it looks stylish in slippers. Slippers are cuter if they are smaller. Are they? But larger feet might be better for holding position and standing on your toes. Small feet may not be as strong. So if I want to look taller, large feet are... Great, okay, I'll bear that in mind. Your feet have a good shape, though. They arch well. They're very pretty. Can feet be pretty? Colonel Granger's little daughter, Isabel, in India, was the prettiest girl I ever knew. All the gentlemen said she was the beauty of their regiment. She has dimples and round rose-coloured cheeks, pale blue eyes, and long curling hair the colour of gold. and everyone said those things were very pretty. No one ever spoke of her feet. Well, you know, different people are into different shit, Sarah. Just run. I suppose if feet can be pretty, then perhaps I do have pretty feet. I know the rest of me is not. My hair is too black and straight and short. I am too thin and my eyes are a strange colour. I mean, they're fucking green. Like, there's no white at all. That is a weird colour. You do not have the same kind of beauty the dolls are made of, but that doesn't mean you aren't pretty. I think you are quite interesting to look at. Sarah did not wish to contradict her new friend, who had no reason to lie, but her only conviction was she was an ugly little girl who could not be so easily dispelled. Will you show me the rest of your dolls and clothes? Do all of your petticoats have so many lace frills? Do you think you have any of them that would fit me? Oh god, I see where this is going. I don't know. I suppose we can find out. New week, yes, thank you. Okay, so now we have, like, the necessary skill to go into week 2, right? With that other scene. Oh, good. Okay, so now we're all about to be addressed in some sort of registry hall thing. Here goes nothing!